starts at 7:10. Started at 7:10 here for a long time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 10After7 podcast on YouTube with your host, Michael Cody Stephenson. It's episode 25, and it's a very special episode. If you're a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers, or you despise Boston fans with a passion, it's time to plug in and listen to what I have to say. Let's start by talking about Mookie Betts, the current right fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he's going to be in right field for the Dodgers for a very long time, it turns out. And I'll get to that later. But first, let's talk about the player Mookie Betts. He's the only player in all of baseball that can be mentioned in the same breath as Mike Trout. That's a huge statement right there. The only guy that can be mentioned in the same breath as Mike Trout, and you won't get shit for it. Since this guy came to the league in 2015, there's been 3 guys with 100-plus home runs and 100-plus stolen bases. Mookie Betts is at the top of that list with 134 bombs and 119 stolen bases. And then there's Jose Martinez, and then there's Jose Altuve, and that little guy, who the hell knows if that rat's numbers are even real. And then you look at runs leader since 2015. And Betts is at the top of that list with 579. Mike Trout third, 530. Should we keep going? Extra base hit leader since 2015. Nolan Arenado at the top of that list with 410. Right behind him, Mookie Betts with 376. Mookie Betts won an MVP in 2018 and ironically won a World Series the same year at Dodger Stadium with the Boston Red Sox. In each of his 5 full seasons in Major League Baseball, he's had an MVP vote. That's how good of a player he is. And it's kind of funny that the Boston Red Sox, that franchise, decided they don't have the money to pay up for that guy. That dude who brought him a ring and won an MVP, they don't have enough money to pay him. And when they did offer him a contract, they lowballed him. And Mookie Betts wanted out, said, trade me. And the Red Sox had no choice. They said, all right, we got to trade this guy. We're not going to pay him. Let's get a couple prospects for him. As if he's just some other ball player. So the Dodgers, Andrew Friedman, president of baseball operations. There's dudes with balls and then there's dudes with hangers. Andrew Friedman has a pair on him. He called up Boston, said, hey, who do you want for Mookie Betts? Boston said, just give us 3 prospects. Let's make it look like we're getting some dudes. And Andrew Friedman said, okay, you guys heard of Alex Verdugo. We'll give you a guy named Jeter Downs. And then the third guy, it doesn't really matter because none of these 3 guys even combined are going to be a quarter of what Mookie Betts is. Hang up, Mookie Betts is a Dodger. And it's funny because Boston Red Sox fans started chirping online, saying, oh, it's all a part of the plan. Mookie Betts is going to come back in 2021 when he's a free agent. You guys only have him for a year. And then they kept chirping. When the season was about to get canceled, Boston Red Sox truly went on the internet and said, Mookie Betts might not play a meaningful game for you. And Dodger fans, me personally, I thought, hey, if it happens, it happens. It wasn't meant to be. And then when the shortened season, we found out it was 60 games. Jared Carrabis of Barstool Sports said, good luck with Mookie for 6 games. He looks miserable. He's going to come back in 2021. That was a pipe dream. Did I not say you guys lowballed him? Mookie Betts was never going to return to the Boston Red Sox. So the Dodgers with open arms welcomed him, said, hey, we're one of the top teams. Let's get over the hump. Let's finally win a World Series. Even if you're here for a year, we could get what we want. And we could possibly lock you up long term because we think you are that guy. Because we know since 2015 you've had a vote. You've had an MVP vote each single year you've stepped into the bigs. So today on July 22nd, 2020, remember the date. Remember that date. If you're a Boston Red Sox fan, try to forget it. Because it's the day the Los Angeles Dodgers came to an agreement with Mookie Betts on a 12-year contract worth $365 million. $365 million. And Mookie Betts, yes, he has not even played a meaningful game yet for the Los Angeles Dodgers. But the Dodgers looked at him and said, this guy's a natural-born leader. He's one of the best players in baseball. Yes, let's lock him up. He's a superstar. And the Red Sox had how many years with him and thought otherwise? I don't know. I like to think that Andrew Friedman woke up this morning, called up Mookie Betts, and said, hey, Mookie, I'll see you at the stadium in 3 hours. Let's get a deal done. Let's lock you up long term. You know this is one of the best franchises in baseball. 7 straight NL West titles. Been to the World Series 2 times in the last 3 or 4 years. We think you're a guy to get us over the hump, and we think you're the leader that could lead this franchise right now and years down the road. So then he saw Mookie at the stadium. They sat down, and he tore out a blank check and said, Mookie, how much do you want? Write a number. We will pay it. We want you to be a Dodger for life. And Mookie Betts sat there and said, I haven't played 1 game with this team. But looking at the talent around, you got Cody Bellinger. He won the NL MVP last year. You got Walker Buehler, a horse who's going to be the staff ace when Kershaw's gone. And Kershaw, for the first time ever, he had a 3 ERA last year. He's still got something left in the tank. What about Justin Turner, who's a .310 career hitter in the playoffs? Corey Seager, if he's healthy, who knows what he could do. And I love the city. I know the fans are great. You know what? I want north of $350 million. And yes, probably 12 years. I want to spend the rest of my career here. And Andrew Friedman said, done deal. How about we give you $365 million to make you a Dodger for the rest of your career? And Mookie signed the dotted line, and the rest is history. Boston fans crying, sobbing, drowning in their own tears on Twitter. I love it. If you're a Dodger fan today, if you have a beer in front of you, crack it open. You got a joint, smoke it. However you celebrate today. Because we just got the future. He's 27 years old. His age 30 season isn't until 2023. How about that? And Andrew Friedman, it was the only bone you had to pick with the guy. That he didn't give out long-term deals to superstar players. You know what he tried? And this offseason, he whiffed. He threw $300 million at Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole thought otherwise. Southern California kid said, you know what? I think the East Coast is better for me. I'm going to sign with the Yankees. Threw money at Anthony Rendon. And Anthony Rendon said, Hollywood lifestyle, not really for me. I'm going to go sign with the Angels. Maybe if they sign a pitcher in the next 10 years, we'll have a shot. And if you're an Andrew Friedman fan, which all of us should be, the guy behind the scenes has heisted every single team that he's talked to on the other side of the phone. Think about in 2017, Yu Darvish was the guy at the deadline who teams were sought after. And Andrew Friedman called up the Rangers, gave him a couple prospects, and have you heard about those prospects since? You haven't. And then in 2018, Manny Machado was the hot commodity at the deadline. And Andrew Friedman called them, offered them 5 prospects. Have you heard of them? No, you haven't. And when people called over the years about Cody Bellinger, he said, nope, I don't think so. When people called about Corey Seager, hung up. What about Walker Buehler, Julio Urias? Yeah, not happening. He's held on to the right dudes, and I'll tell you where it began when we knew he was going to deliver a superstar to this team. Because the fans, we were getting upset. Yes, we have a phenomenal team. We've held on to the right prospects. But here's the deal that let this deal happen today. In 2018, if you remember, the Dodgers traded Adrian Gonzalez, Brandon McCarthy, Scott Kashmir, and Charlie Culberson to the Atlanta Braves for a guy named Matt Kemp. And us Dodger fans, we were stoked. I was stoked. He was one of my favorite Dodgers growing up. And we said, Matt Kemp's coming back. He could possibly win a World Series with us. It'll be great to see. That's the story. And behind the scenes, Andrew Friedman was laughing. He said, we just got rid of millions of dollars, and there's a couple free agents that are going to hit the market, and we're going to grab one of them. So if you remember, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, same free agent year. Bryce Harper, Andrew Friedman didn't think he was a long-term guy, threw a ton of money at him short-term. Bryce Harper said, I think I'll go to Philly. Good luck, Philadelphia. And Manny Machado, after a short stint with the Dodgers, came up short. He wanted $300 million, and I don't think Andrew Friedman thought for a second about signing that deal. He said, go to the Padres, good luck competing against us. And then I mentioned the Garrett Cole, the Anthony Rendon situation. Friedman struck out a few times, but today he hit a grand fucking slam, because that is Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts was the grand slam that Andrew Friedman delivered. He's done it all. He's been the absolute master of this entire thing. And I know as a Dodger fan, it's tough because we won 7 straight NL West titles. We've lost 2 World Series, 2017 bullshit, fuck the Houston Astros. But I couldn't be more stoked that Mookie Betts was the guy that the Dodgers decided was going to be that guy. That superstar that they lock up long term, and that guys like Cody Bellinger, Buehler, Corey Seager, they're going to look up to him. They didn't need him to play one game to know when he walks in the clubhouse, Justin Turner looked up to that guy. Clayton Kershaw, who's been around forever, looked at that guy. Everyone looked in the direction of Mookie Betts and said, all right, we know you can't mention Mike Trout with anyone in the same sentence as him except for that guy. Number 50, who's going to be playing right field for the Los Angeles Dodgers for the next 12 years. And if you want to be talking about the years, I'm not going to be the guy to do that. I'm not going to talk about it being 12 years because I think Mookie Betts sprays the baseball over the field. I think his speed might go away at some point, but he still runs the bases like he's been doing it for his whole life, which he has been. Last year, think about it, he hit 296, hit 29 home runs, and scored 135 runs. And that was considered a down year for this guy. How many baseball players are taking that down year? I bet every single one of them. Dodger fans, it's a day to celebrate. And it's also opening day eve. Tomorrow they will start the campaign to a World Series in a 60-game season, which won't be an asterisk because everyone's having 60 games. We play the Giants at 7:08. And I'm pissed off about that because why would you change it from 7:10? Shortened season. We ain't changing the name of this podcast. But tomorrow, I'll tell you, I'm calling a shot right now. Mookie Betts leads off the game against Johnny Cueto and goes yard. That's just how baseball works. I'm on a baseball high right now. I needed to come on the podcast and talk about it. Boston fans, eat shit. Dodger fans, let's celebrate. Let's take this 60-game season. Let's win 55 plus. Let's go. It's our year, and we got to do it for 12 years. That's going to be the truth alongside of Bellinger, Seager, Buehler. We're winning a ring. And if it ain't one, it's going to be multiple. Because these dudes are locked in. It's the best organization in baseball. That's why Mookie Betts decided to end his career there. You can follow me on Twitter at 10After7 or on the Instagram at 10_after7. I'll have a podcast out on Friday morning. I have a pretty cool guest for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit of college football, but he's also a Giants fan, so maybe we'll get into opening day. But I'm out. Woo! Go Dodgers.